complaining, why did it take, over 10 years to build, the World Trade Center? And we're not building a structure that's the size of the World Trade Center. So I second that. We should build something new and something quick. However, we should really think carefully in what we want in it. We want the building to represent the future as well. So there should be a mix of both, community-oriented facilities, nonprofits, as well as something that would move Chinatown into the future, that people will be interested in visiting Chinatown. So that's why I propose like maybe having a rooftop restaurant on top, maybe having movie theaters, because that's really something that's lacking, in our neighborhood, and also to have both professional offices as well as retail space that would benefit Chinatown. Because we in Chinatown core, we don't really have that much retail space as well, desirable retail space. So it's time that, we have more to be built for the community.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing. How about Ken?
What's the approximate timeline for this? Is there a planned timeline for it? Yeah. So is there an idea of that right now?
You mean like the timeline for the whole construction?
Yeah, construction. Is there any information on that? Like, what is their plan right now? Or is just they trying to just gather information now and then just plan based on the information they got?
I think it depends on the scope of work. The design should take after this like community visioning process is complete, the design should take a year, and the constructions might be 2.5 to 3 years.
Oh wow. Okay, so about like 3 to 4 years. Yeah. All right. So yeah, my comment on, I lean toward yes, speed, and how to make it fast, because we have a lot of ideas. I think the community has, and a lot of big ambitions for this place. So I think it's about prioritization and trying to get. And I think the big priority is fast. So then that we have to scale back some of the ambition that we have. We want schools. We want community center. We want residential place, retail, restaurants. So I think out of those, we just have to look at what is going to make things faster. So yes, if new space planning makes it faster, then I favor that. But again, it depends on, out of all these priorities that we want, all these features that we want, we need to scale back to hit the speed goal. You could say. So yeah, speed is easy to say, but we also have a lot of ambitions. So we just need to balance those two, speed and ambition.
We've got someone who wants to speak.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Sake Trading Inns, the Mulberry Street. We are very close small business of the 70 Mulberry Street. They have before very nice and very good museum of the Chinese culture. I was here in the 12 years. I have also small business of the culture, like some traditional our culture. So we want to build this all is very new and very nice. And as soon as possible make it complete, because we are very facing from when the boarding. After that is all the UC block has everything has going the block, everything has. So we all are in here today. We are making it very good and new all as soon as possible make it complete. Thank you.
Thank you.
And one last thing, our group is very concerned about the street closure for extended periods. We don't want street closures. Street closures are bad. Okay. Put us back on mute.
Okay. So thanks for sharing. Can you guys see the screen right now? Am I sharing it right? So the next one is for the side of spectrum. Do you want to stay at current building height and floor area, which is built only 6 floors right now? In the other side will be extended building height and floor area, which means it will build up like to 20 floors and undergo the Euler process.
I personally don't think that 6 floors is sufficient. You know, if we're going to move forward and make this building, you know, sort of like a beacon of Chinatown. So, but it can't be so tall that it, you know, it sort of sticks out and is, you know, doesn't fit, right? So,
Yeah.
Maybe 15 floors seems right. I mean, you just don't want it to stick out and sort of seem awkward, especially if it's going to be modern, right? Because we don't have any modern buildings in the immediate surrounding area.
You think, did you mention like not be too modern or to be modern?
Oh, no, I don't mind it being modern, but
Okay.
you know, if it's like 20, 25 stories and totally modern, you know, I mean, it just has to be a nice balance, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Did they ever mention like, oh, this the street's gonna be closed to vehicular traffic?
I'm not sure about this, but I will write down this and then ask if 3x3s can answer or if there is other
I
further
mean,
answer on this.
we have pretty much group consensus that we
Yeah.
don't want vehicular traffic to be stopped, because there are different organizations and groups that, you know, always questioning who wants it open, who wants it closed. All the business owners want the streets open to vehicular traffic. There should
Yeah.
not be any question about that anymore, because we spent months, you know, every couple of weeks we'll do another petition. It's a waste of time for us. We all know that we want the streets open to vehicular traffic because it promotes business, and the consumers can purchase more when they are, you know, driving in, you know, to the city, especially during the pandemic. You know, this is not going to go away in, you know, in 6 months or, you know, a year. We hope that it will go away, but, you know, it doesn't look like it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to us that, you know, whether it's pandemic or not, we still want vehicular traffic to be flowing, despite whatever's being built. There's plenty of buildings that's built in Midtown, you know, and other areas of the city. You know, you don't see them, you know, closing the street down to build a building. That doesn't make sense
Yeah.
at all, right? In terms of how tall it will be, I mean, I think it should be taller than now.
Yeah.
Above 15 should be good. We're not looking for a skyscraper, but it should be a little bit higher than I would say the current buildings, just so it will stick out a little bit, you know, but not to be like the previous person said, there should be a balance.
Okay, we've got a group here again, and we are generally in consensus and in agreement that higher the better. We are concerned about speed, though. This has got to be a balance, but in general, higher the better. We've had for 15 floors up to 20. Higher the better. We do understand that higher gets more expensive, and higher could be slower. So there's a balance. But higher the better is our. We are in agreement. Higher the better. I'll put us back on mute.
Thank you.
Yep. I also agree, higher the better. But again, balancing out the speed and also the cost. And because, you know, higher, more people can live there, more people go there, and that means more customers for small businesses around the area. So definitely favor higher the better. Residential, commercial property, restaurants, bars, whatever. get on there so people will come.
Thank you. Okay, so the next one is for the programming. Do you prefer to keep the current programming, which means to plan the space for original tenants, or extend the current programming in the other side, which means to plan for the original tenants and introduce other new service and programming in the area?
Definitely extend current programming. I think, yeah, I think as a business owner, we want more reasons for people to come to Chinatown.
Yes, I agree to extend programming. I mean, why wouldn't we, right?
Yeah.
Someone mentioned having a theater, and I immediately thought culture and theater, and I immediately thought of, like, you know, the old-fashioned Peking opera, right? You know, bringing back old culture but introducing it to the new generations, right? Who have never even like seen or heard of like the old-fashioned operas, and then having, you know, ballet and modern dance, and, you know, I mean, it's just you open it up to so many diverse, you know, customers who want to come and sort of experience Chinese culture.
Okay, everyone. This question, Wellington has just joined us. This question is: do we want to keep the original tenants or expand? And our group absolutely agrees. Expand. We want to have many more people to come in to bring different artistic and cultural activities like dance and art. Art is very important. Theater, music. More of the same, fashion, all sorts of good stuff. Right? Anybody want to say anything? Yes. Yes, expand. Okay? I'll put us back on mute.
Anyone want to share more? Okay. So our second activity will be focus on community needs, like what do we need in the area. So as you can see from your point of view, what needs exist within the community that you might see being addressed through the programming and service offering at 17 Mulberry Street. And we have the adults and seniors and children's program right now, some arts program, and some social service. And what do you imagine the future programming in this area? Anyone want to comment?
We'll keep it simple. Our group simply wants art and culture, as we discussed previously. Art, culture. Most important is art and culture. That's an easy one.
Is there any like culture you want to emphasize on, like East Asian culture, or?
There we go. Asian culture. Yes, Asian culture. This is the heart of Chinatown. Asian. Okay, so yes, are we still on? No. Asian culture, art, Asian culture. Okay, good.
What I like to see is more of the education.
Okay, education.
Yeah. Also, a quick question: like, is there a hard timeline for this? Is it 3 to 4 years, 4 to 5 years? Is there like, you guys, do you know anything about that? Can we put up the deadline as like we want this done by 2024, for example? Is that something that we can like express?
You mean like the timeline for the service or the timeline for the construction?
Construction, because knowing city projects, knowing Worth Street, for example, that took like that's still 5, 6, 7, 10 years right now. So like we want to have we really want to communicate that we want to have a hard deadline for this. Just hopefully you could put it in somewhere that we want it by 2024, 25, that we can have the street built. But in terms of this question, yes, education is something and education and health. Let's say health too as well. Health is important. Education and health.
Yes. So the timeline is all I know is like what I mentioned before, like after this versioning process, the design would take a year, and the construction maybe 2.5 to 3 years. But I'm not sure like the full detail of it. But I can write down the questions and ask.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people here are stressing is timeliness. So whatever it takes to get that back up and running would be great. Maybe hold them to account on this. Just there's a little bit of pressure there for the timeliness of it. I think that's the priority.
Okay. Is there anyone want to share like what's your the expectation of programming and service that offering here?
Where's your headphone? Where are your headphones? So. I don't.
Okay. If you like come up anything, you can still like email us or like type on the chat box so that I can add your opinions in it. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining today. I know it's like a really exhaustive process to go through. So we do have like a lot of things for next step. You can join the next round of community meeting, which would be a town hall meeting and workshops meeting in early November. And it will send the invitations via 70 Mulberry Street Advisory Committee. And the second thing is you can complete our survey. The survey will be disseminated via also the 17 Mulberry Street Advisory Committee. Or if you have any opinions and thoughts, you can also send an email to 3x3 Design.
Thank you so much for all this. Thank you. What
we're gonna do, thank you so much.
We're going to collect. This is the second time we've done this, so we're inviting and hosting a large number of people. So we'll collect as many as we can of their names and their contact info and send it in. And we'll keep providing these services because we feel this is so very, very important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ed, for today, for helping me do the poll. I hope you guys have a good night.
Yes, we're good. We're good. We're good. We already lost half, 3/4 of our crowd, but that's okay. You guys are doing great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay. And here we go. We're all Zoom experts, that's the problem. All right, we're leaving. Bye-bye now. Thank you.
Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Bye, Susan.
Oh, sorry, I was in the middle of something else. Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks for doing
it's
this.
okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.